at 11 o'clock this morning at Comerica Park. Now, they had light problems earlier this morning, power problems, but the lights, for some reason, went out along Woodward Avenue. The street lights, they've been out about 20 minutes right now. So lights inside the parking area around the park also went out just a few moments ago. But this is not going to keep the fans away. 50,000 people are expected down here as they open the gate to this $300 million park, a new ball game downtown Detroit. And let me tell you something. People are skipping work, they're skipping school, they're all going to be downtown having a good time as we just celebrate the opening of this brand new Comerica Park in downtown Detroit. Now back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Al. What a wonderful time it's going to be today.
You know, and it's a gorgeous, gorgeous park out there. Just a little blustery today. Now, parking at Comerica is a whole new ball game as well. Let me tell you about it. The 3 garages and lots in the red area are closest to the park, but those spots are reserved. There's another Tigers lot behind the Fox Theater. Spaces there go for $8 to $20, so be prepared. You can also park elsewhere in Detroit and take the People Mover to the Broadway station. That is the closest walk to Comerica Park, and you'll probably want to cut down on your walk.
Fox 2 News works for you. Now, weather and traffic on the 2s.
Oh, what an exciting day.
Yeah. 7:03 is the time. We're obviously getting to weather and traffic a little bit late because of the nature of Comerica Park.
Well,
a lot of big doings.
Right, that, and we're talking about weather and traffic with Comerica Park. So, luckily, things have been going fairly smoothly.
They've been going smoothly. It looks like the roadways are just wet. It doesn't appear, Rich, that it's cold enough to even get that snow to stick on the ground.
Yeah, most of the roadways are wet. There are some slushy areas. But wait, before you take me on the one shot, this is some attire that I'm going to be wearing later on here because it's cold out there.
Sounds like a good
37 degrees. Wait, we got the ski cap. We got the turtleneck, right?
That's
turtleneck.
very wide.
And, of course, the long john.
Okay, we don't need to see those.
Look at that. I'm not messing around out
Nice,
there.
nice.
Long john.
What kid did you beat up to get this cap?
I've had that since I was a kid. You know, my mom got that for me.
Oh, my God.
No,
You took really good care of that.
Check out these long johns, Al. You want to see this?
Today. This is smart.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be cold out there.
You're going to need it to layer.
There is no glamour in being cold.
No.
All right.
Get a baseball cap, will you?
That's going to keep those ears warm.
Put
Look
that
at
on
that. Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
34 degrees out there with light snow right now. And we're going to have the wet roadways to deal with this morning. Let's show you the temperatures out there. Hey. 28 up there in Bad Axe, 32 Port Huron, and 35 with some drizzle in Toledo. All right. Here's the forecast for today for all of southeast Michigan. Cloudy and cold. Morning rain-snow mix. Some of the grassy areas will pick up an inch or so, but nothing more than that, getting up to 40 degrees. Your first pitch forecast calls for cloudy conditions. It's going to be cold out there. Flurries, drizzle. Bundle up, I'm telling you, 37. And the forecast for tonight, cool and dry, down to 29. And finally, the 5-day forecast shows a warm-up coming our way, finally. Tomorrow we get up to 48 degrees, a few showers there on Thursday, but by Friday, 62 degrees with partly sunny skies. We'll check that chilly forecast for you in 10 more minutes. Rhonda Walker has another look at the morning commute. Rhonda?
Looking good, Rich. Looking good. All right. I-75 looks good also. If you're traveling through the Clarkston, Auburn Hills area, no problems or delays to report so far all the way through Troy. We're looking good despite the wet roads. Let's hope we can keep it that way. Continuing along I-75, approaching the 696 interchange, no problems. Traffic volume's definitely picking up this morning, but we're accident-free, so nothing out of the ordinary. What will slow you down is construction. The lodge construction on the southbound side from 8 Mile to McNichols. That blocks the left lane of travel. Yesterday it was very congested there. Keep that in mind this morning for your way to work and also for your way to Comerica Park. And if you're traveling northbound on the Lodge Expressway, that does block the left lane right at the Davison, and that will affect your ride home. And if you're traveling into Comerica Park today, it is located on Woodward Avenue, directly across the street from the Fox Theater. Coming in from the south, you can travel the Lodge Expressway or Woodward. That'll get you down to Comerica Park. Also, I-75, you have to exit on Mack Avenue. Take that east to Woodward. That's really your only route as you head into Comerica Park. I'll update you again in 10 more minutes. Don't go away.
How can you not be excited for opening day with music like that? 7:06 is the time. It's 33 degrees. It's snowing outside right now in the thick of things at Comerica Park. Inside the park, our very own Dan Miller and Jennifer Hammond working for you. And guys, go ahead and tell us.
33 degrees?
Yes.
Yeah, the great news, Lucy, it feels like at least 34.
Oh, well, see, well, there you have it. You're all set. For fans that are coming down there today, guys, really, they do need to dress warmly, right? I mean,
absolutely, and bring some suntan lotion. SPF at least 60, we're talking. You take it.
I think the ironic thing is that here we are on opening day. About a month ago, it was maybe 70, and now we've got them out there with their brooms. They're actually starting to brush
Yeah,
some
Tosh,
of the
get a shot of
snow.
that. You can see they brushed the snow off the field, and basically you've got a layer of snow that goes all the way around the tarp that's covering the infield right now. But we do have some key things that folks are going to want to pick up on opening day. Here is the initial game program for the whole new ball game, and today, opening day, April 11, 2000. You can see it right there. It is a shot of the park, and I don't believe it's covered in snow.
The inaugural game. It's kind of unbelievable because with this ballpark now, they broke ground on it back on October 29th, 1997, and it seems like it went up overnight. All of a sudden, there's a ballpark here in the middle of the Foxtown area, and it is absolutely beautiful inside. There's going to be a lot of activities outside.
All right, that's going to do it from out here. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes. We will send it to Alan Lee, who's sitting with Ed McMahon. Alan, we want jobs as spokesmodel. See what you can do.
I don't think I'll look good in the bathing suit there, Dan, but thanks anyway. Well, hundreds of big celebrities such as Rosie O'Donnell, Britney Spears, and Alanis Morissette jumped to fame after appearing on Star Search, and now Ed McMahon is using the internet to help him find the next big stars, and he's brought his search to Detroit. This morning he joins us live in our Fox 2 studios, and thanks for being here.
Good to see you. My hands are awfully cold. I'm sorry. I'll shake your hand, but they're freezing. I was out at Comerica Park this morning. I volunteered for snow removal, and my hand, I had no gloves, and it's so cold. Well, you know, hear my voice. I was there at 4 o'clock this morning, but the field is going to be dry and free of snow.
Did Karnak tell you that?
Karnak told me. If you like that, hermetically sealed.
Yeah, I love that stuff. You know, nextbigstar.com is this phenomenal thing where you're taking advantage of the internet.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit more about that.
All right, what happened was we decided, how can we get a talent show back on the air? And we tried to bring it back with a new look and all kinds, and it didn't seem to work. And then one ingredient we missed was to put it on the internet. And we have a great partner. You may have heard of this company, Microsoft.
Yeah, small little
company. They've been in the news a little bit. But we're using them as our provider, MSN and Windows Media. So we have an internet site right now, nextbigstar.com, for 13 weeks after the concert starts on Saturday. We'll have a convergence. That's what they were all talking about, that and not be the convergence of internet, television, on the same time they'll be looking at and voting on the internet while they're watching the show. It's going to be pretty exciting.
You had auditions last night.
Yes.
If you missed those, can you still participate in any way?
You can participate today. Unfortunately, it's going to be at a school. We're going to the Detroit School of the Fine Arts right after this, and I'm going to see some of their talent there. But we had about, I guess there were about maybe 50 people tried out. I saw very talented people last night. There was a young lady that was there, probably in her teens, and she was sensational. You know, it's exciting when you see somebody, like when you see Britney Spears for the first time. She's 7 years old and has all the moves, all of the gestures, and then she becomes a big star. It's wonderful. Yeah.
You know, without a doubt, we can't have you here without talking about the wonderful years that you had with Johnny Carson. And you were saying, fortunately, his health is in good standing, that he's doing fine. But just as a whole experience of life for you, what was that like? I mean, you've met everybody.
Yes, well, except now it's complete. Now I'm meeting you. And what it is that, you know, I wanted to meet everybody, and I finally got here. But no, it was wonderful. You know, I met just about her. The only person I wanted to meet, and I did a movie with her and never met her. You know, you do a movie and never meet someone, is Katharine Hepburn. She always attracted me. I thought she was sensational. And she was in a movie. I was in a movie with Warren Beatty and Annette Bening, Love Affair. And I had my little role, and she had her role, and we never crossed paths. But I always thought she was great. Everybody else I met is great. But now I'm looking for the next big star. So anybody out there that wants to get aboard, they just log on to their internet. They can download, listen to life. They can download an application blank off the internet and be in the contest.
Fantastic. You know, I'm going to fire my agent.
Well, you're doing fine. Listen, look who you work with.
Yeah, well.
Imagine how great that is to come to work with that lady every day. You are a lucky dog. I'm telling you, there are guys out there. There are guys out there would kill for that spot.
And I hear it every day.
Yeah, well, your agent, thank God he found that. Otherwise, you'd be out sweeping the park with me in the morning, you know.
Which probably wouldn't be a bad thing, because we could talk about what happened the night before.
Fun, right?
Exactly. 7:11 is the time. Just ahead, we'll go back out to Comerica Park and talk about what this new stadium could mean for the struggling Tigers. We'll be right back.
Fox Tuesday. What does commitment mean to you?
Baby's house, despair, prison.
That 70s Show. Then, when Peter runs for office, will a shocking past be revealed?
I remember when I first noticed girls starting to develop.
An all-new Family Guy. It all starts at 8/7 Central tonight on Fox.
He was messing with a young lady.
His passion went up in flames.
Committed arson to the house we were sleeping in.
The next session of divorce court.
Weeknights at 7 on Fox 2 Detroit.
How would you like to get the dental work you need and save time and money? Well, you can at Sears Dental, where cleanings and exams are just $69. Braces are just $119 a month, no down payment required. You can even save over $200 on a crown or more than $350 on a denture. We've got convenient evening and weekend hours. Emergencies are welcome. So call Sears Dental at 1-800-47-SMILE. Now open at 12 Oaks Mall and Westland Center.
You're watching Fox 2 News, voted Michigan Station of the Year.
What are you doing?
Get your own Passat. Right now, get a great lease rate on a Passat GLS at your local Volkswagen dealer.
All you do is call Culligan, and the Culligan man takes it from there. Hey, Culligan man. So don't just order a water softener. Order a Culligan man. Call Culligan, and let somebody else worry about your water.
Rent for $350 per month, or purchase 6 months, same as cash.
The movie. Eating. Scarface! Jaws.
Velveeta chili dip. It's Velveeta and chili.
No, he smells like such a pig. Babe!
Oh, is it my perm?
Good Tuesday morning. You know, we missed our weather on the 2 hit because we were having so much fun there with Ed McMahon. 33 degrees with light rain now. It has changed over from snow to rain at Metro Airport, and a lot of us will see that change over. Let me show you what it looks like on radar right now. You're going to see a large swath of mainly light rain and snow now moving from west to east. Looks like down near the Ohio border, not much is falling from the sky, but north of the city, let's say from Pontiac north to Flint, you're going to see predominantly snow. There could be a couple of inches in grassy areas, but roadways will simply stay wet through the morning hours. Here's our forecast for today. Light rain, snow, again in some grassy areas, maybe a couple of inches, a high of 40 degrees, so it's going to be a damp, cool day. First pitch forecast, cloudy and cold, flurries, drizzle, only 37 degrees. You better bundle up if you're heading down to Comerica Park. Here comes our forecast for the evening hours, cloudy and dry, down to 36 degrees by 10 o'clock. And finally, the 5-day forecast finally shows a warm-up. Hey, 48 tomorrow, up to 56 with a few showers Thursday, and on Friday, 62 degrees with partly sunny skies. We'll check that forecast in 10. Rhonda Walker has another look at that wet commute. Rhonda?
Thank you, Rich. The wet roads are not causing any major problems on the area roadways. You just might want to allow yourself a little extra time. It might be a little slower than normal. 696 westbound construction will also slow you down if you travel between Gratiot and Van Dyke. The left lane is blocked. Traffic slowing from 94. Also, 8 Mile, the most likely alternate to 696, has construction as well. So watch out for that in both directions. Between Groesbeck and Van Dyke, you are going to find 2 lanes in both directions only open. So make sure that you allow yourself extra time, particularly in the westbound direction. Traveling the Lodge Expressway, construction there as well will slow you down. Southbound from 8 Mile to McNichols, your left lane is blocked, and that'll slow down your travel to work or even to Comerica Park later on this afternoon. And then on the northbound side of the Lodge, coming back home or even just traveling this morning, probably won't see any major delays, but the left lane is blocked right at the Davison, so watch out for some delays, particularly this afternoon as you're heading home from work or the park. I'll have another update in 10 minutes. Lucy and Ellen, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Rhonda. 7:15 is the time. Tech stocks take a tumble. The NASDAQ dropped 258 points. It's the second largest one-day point drop ever. The Dow closed up 75 points. It will open today at 11,186. And the S&P 500 is down about 12 points.
Down, dropping. Take a look at the sky. It's been dropping snowflakes recently. It looks like it's easing off a little bit in parts of downtown Detroit, which is wonderful around Comerica because we don't need a whole heck of a lot of snow on this wonderful opening day. We have live crews inside the stadium. We have live crews outside of the stadium. We've got you covered on this April 11th. We'll tell you what's going on as Fox 2 News Morning continues.
Burn the Floor. Direct from sold-out tours in Europe and Australia. Burn the Floor is ballroom with attitude. featuring 44 champion ballroom and Latin dancers. Strictly Ballroom, gone strictly sexy. Time magazine says you'll have a hard time sitting still.
See it at the Fox Theater April 25th through 30th. Tickets at the Fox Theater box office, Ticketmaster outlets, or charged by phone.
Would you like to dance with me?
Burn the floor.
That settles it. I got to start cutting the fat.
What did he say?
He said he's going to cut the fat around here.
Did he mention any names?
You can't fire me. He doesn't know I exist.
Good plan.
Cutting the fat?
You're not worried? Hey, guy loves me.
So what do you know about pig farming?
First, an announcement. I'm cutting even more fat from our boneless, skinless chicken breast. Sorry, but it means more work for everybody. I said more work.
Your prayers have been answered. Keeping the faith is terrific. Hilarious. Funny. Sexy.
Holy majoli.
Loaded with laughs.
I have a relationship with my phone. It's set to vibrate.
Wow. Maybe the best date movie ever.
Punch me.
I'm not going to punch you.
Are you some kind of wuss?
No.
Keeping the Faith. Rated PG-13. Starts April 14th.
Can't stop worrying. Trouble sleeping.
I don't know.
Can't concentrate. Irritable. Uptight. Keyed up. On edge. Can't relax.
If you show signs of anxiety, call the Institute for Health Studies at 1-800-682-6663 about an investigational medication research study at no charge to you. Take control. Don't let anxiety control you.
And welcome back, everybody. Dan Miller, Jennifer Hammond, live from Comerica Park, where they will play the very first ball game down here today. And as you know, everything has improved from Tiger Stadium. Memories there, but they will make new memories here. And one guy that is very happy is the equipment manager and the clubhouse manager, Jim Schmeichel. And you guys have gone from maybe having the worst and most cramped clubhouse to one of the most beautiful ones I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. We got quite an area down there. The main clubhouse is probably the biggest in the major leagues. We have a beautiful weight room. We have a lounge where the players can eat now. And I get to have some storage areas. I don't have to climb any more ladders and go into the ceiling anymore. So it's really nice.
We were talking to some of the fellas yesterday, and Brad Osma says the greatest thing about this is that the players are really going to have a different attitude and love coming to work. Is it the same for you and the rest of your staff?
Well, it's going to be quite an adjustment, to be honest with you. We worked out at probably about 4,000 square feet total in the old stadium, and we got to be over 20,000 square feet now. So we got to adjust to part of our job. The main part of our job is cleaning. So we got to vacuum and get the garbage out, and we feed the players. So we're going to have to adjust to the new digs, but we're not complaining. We're going to love it.
Now, when you kind of designed this, they asked you what you wanted in a clubhouse, what were some of the things that you wanted to see that you got?
Well, I think from any equipment manager, clubhouse manager standpoint, we want to have a place where we can serve some food. And the ball players are here basically 8 to 10 hours a day, and they really don't have a chance to eat a good meal. So we try to serve them a good meal after every workout and every game. And like this morning, there'll be guys in here, so we have to have breakfast for them, and it's nice to have some space to work with.
And as well, it also seems like a place where players can kind of lounge around. I mean, there's a lot of couches, a lot of TVs, including a great big screen TV as well.
Yeah, it should add to a lot, because the other was cramped quarters, and when you get 30 guys in one tiny area like that, it gets a little cramped, and it's gonna be a lot of fun.
You know, and I think one of the keys too, and people have to realize this, is you want to be able to bring ball players to Detroit that want to play there, and this is something that you can sell to them. It had to be tough to sell the old clubhouse. Now you can say, guys, look, we've got this. This is where you're going to, as you said, spend 8 to 10 hours a day, and you're going to enjoy it.
Yeah, and the place is definitely better than other places now, so we probably, hopefully, we'll have an edge.
And true to form, Jim Schmeichel in his short sleeves. He did have shorts on yesterday running around, but when it goes below 35, we put on trousers, right?
Yeah, it's a little cold today.
All right, well, good luck today.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Jim, and enjoy it. And we'll stop by a little bit later for a party. You got a good room
and
down
breakfast.
there. There you go. Exactly. Feed the media, please. Well, as Jim said, it is cold out here. There's no doubt about it. If you're coming out, we've been saying it all mornings. We'll say it again. Go ahead. Wear some layers, because you're going to need them out here, and if it gets warmer, which I don't know if it is, you can peel them off. But to tell us if it is, our good friend, Rich Luterman. Rich, can you do anything about this cold?
Dan, I want to see your long johns. Come on now.
Talk to me later, big guy.
Okay, all right. See you before the game. Let's show you what we have out there right now at Metro Airport. We're dealing with light rain. It has changed over there in Romulus, but a lot of you are still seeing light snow. There could be an inch or so on grassy areas, but nothing more than that. Roadways will be wet. At the worst case scenario, there'll be a little bit of slush on the road. 33 degrees with the wind chill down to 21. Our forecast for today calls for light rain and light snow mixing in there. A lot of it will be ending through the morning hours, so by the game time, we're going to be dealing with just a few sprinkles or flurries. It's going to be cloudy and cold out there in the ballpark, so dress warm for sure. 37 degrees at 105. Tonight, partly cloudy, cool and dry, down to 29. And the 5-day forecast finally shows a warm-up coming our way. Tomorrow, 48. Thursday, 56. All the way up to 62 degrees with partly sunny skies on Friday. The weekend right now looks a little iffy. We'll check the forecast in 10. Rhonda Walker has another check of our morning roadways. Rhonda?
Thank you, Rich. Well, so far it looks like the Brighton and Novi commute is slowing down. I-96 eastbound, slowing down near Milford as you make your way into I-275. Pretty typical for this time of the morning. Light snowfall still falling there, but it doesn't look like it's sticking to the ground, at least the roadway for that matter. So you're looking pretty good there. 696 eastbound is slowing a little bit as well from 275 over to about the Orchard Lake interchange. Then it seems to be breaking up. 75 southbound a little bit more slow, and also as Rich was mentioning, the snow is falling a little bit heavier further to our north. So you are seeing some heavier and slower traffic volumes on 75 southbound as you make your way from Lapeer south towards Square Lake Road. Might want to allow yourself a little extra time headed in that direction. Also, if you're heading into downtown along I-75, traffic is moving along just fine. The Lodge Expressway, though, we have construction southbound from 8 Mile to McNichols. Blocks your left lane of travel. Prepare on some southbound delays there. And also, if you're heading down to Comerica Park, which is on Woodward Avenue, just south of the Fisher Freeway, you'll find traffic might be slowing down on Woodward Avenue, but you also have Woodward and also, or it's slowing down on the Lodge Expressway, but you also have Woodward and also I-75 as choices to get to Comerica Park as well. We'll have more. Don't go away.
Thought it was possible. Bring together separate companies, put them in a room and question everything. What we created is a national wireless company that's better, less complicated, with simple calling plans that are accessible to everyone.
Listen, please, listen at the way it should be. Deep in the valley, people got to be free.
Introducing Verizon Wireless. Join in.
Want to share your joke on Fox 2 News Morning? Pick up an entry postcard at any Dunkin' Donuts. Nothing says morning like Dunkin' Donuts.
There comes a time in every life.
We lose this place, we can lose our house.
When you must make a choice.
I've been killing myself trying to be someone I'm not. Don't you get it, Megan? I'm not like you.
The season finale of Get Real.
Please don't walk away from your life, from us.
At 9, 8 Central, Fox Wednesday.
Is Dick fooling around?
Oh.
With Laurie Metcalf? Next, third round.
Weeknights at 7:30 on Fox 2 Detroit. You're watching Fox 2 News, voted Michigan Station of the Year.
Our record selection may not be big, but when you buy 5, you get dinner for 2.
Forget it. I'm going to Harmony House.
Liquid refreshments?
I'll go to Harmony House.
And some dessert?
Forget it, honey. I'm going to Harmony House.
The Queen of Soul has recorded 33 albums. How many record stores carry every single one? Just Harmony House, and since 1947, we've been doing business that way.
They give you
R-E-S-P-C-T.
Fox 2 News takes you to the new home of the Tigers today at 11.
No one can resist a sun-kissed orange.
The Fox 2 Problem Solvers, working for you, only on Fox 2 News.
Fox 2 Weather Authority, brought to you by Sunkist. Can't resist a sun-kissed orange.
Hey, hello again, everybody. We're out here at Comerica Park. Dan Miller and Jennifer Hammond. Some people come to a baseball game to walk out with a baseball. Today,
Snowballs. It's very chilly.
Yes, it is cold out here, but they will play baseball. In case you weren't with us earlier, they are planning on playing. Do not let the weather sway you from coming out here. There will be a game.
And they've been out here, and they've been getting the tarp cleared off. We talked to Heather Nabosny, and actually things look pretty good. They should be on schedule for the 1:05 first pitch, and it truly is an absolutely beautiful ballpark inside and out, and it adds a great dimension to this Foxtown area. And Randy Smith, general manager of the Tigers, you have got to be happy to see the snowballs, but more
Sign of the
importantly,
season, Randy. The boys of summer, right?
Yeah, to see fans in here today, I bet it's going to be a great moment.
Oh, it'll be terrific. I mean, it's a beautiful park. Everybody's feeling awful proud today, and it'll be great that first pitch is made.
You know, and one thing we were talking to Jim Schmeichel about, the clubhouse manager, this is, he doesn't have gloves on, this is a selling point for you to bring ball players to Detroit.
No question. It helps us keep the players that we have and go out and acquire the players that we need to make us a championship club. But when you have a beautiful ballpark like this, that's what players are looking for.
All right, thanks. We're running a little short on time this morning, but we'll hear more about the ballpark throughout the morning and keep everybody up to date on it.
Tell you what, we'll send it back to the studio right now. We'll come back out here in just a little bit, talk some more baseball. Right now, back to you guys.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right.
Dan Miller, Jennifer Hammond, live at Comerica Park, and all kinds of stuff going on, especially this morning. What's going on is kind of a cold and frosty thing out there.
Up next with this early morning snow effect opening day, we'll check weather and go back out to Comerica Park when we come back.
In case of fire, this is a good place to stand, unless you're a computer. One company that hosts web servers knows that, and Janus knows them. Before buying their stock, Janus went after every drop of information, right down to their fire extinguishers. Their system doesn't use water. It puts out fires without drowning computers. A minor detail? Not if it's your money. Get there. Janus Mutual Funds.
All this natural goodness you love in Brownberry is there in Brownberry Country White Sandwich Breads.
A little softer. It's a little wider.
And Brownberry's wholesome goodness inside and out means
Great sandwich.
Brownberry, nature's goodness you can see and taste.
Breakfast! Bagel! Thomas's Bagel!
Golden outside, perfect inside. People who love bagels love the taste of Thomas's Bagels.
Thomas's.
I was just wondering where my new windows were.
Well, now, the measurements are just faxed to Halifax, and then they'll get cut in Kentucky, sealed in New Zealand, and then they farm them out to Framingham for...
Let me guess. Framing?
No, Billing, which used to be in Montana.
Unlike most window companies, WeatherGuard makes their own windows because it's hard to stand behind a window that's made 3,000 miles away. Tour our factory in Oak Park and see for yourself why WeatherGuard windows make the best windows.
WeatherGuard windows, we protect your home.
Just when you thought it was safe to leave your car in the parking lot, something evil will strike. You need a car tough enough to take it on. Chevy Malibu. With a steel safety cage, breakaway mirrors, a 6-layer paint process, and bounce-back bumpers, it's one tough car. Chevy Malibu. We'll be there.
Fox 2 Weather Authority, brought to you by Chevrolet. Chevy. We'll be there.
This is Fox 2 News Morning. News that works for you.
And what you're looking at is a live shot from the Fox 2 Tower Cam. Yes, you're seeing reality right now. Big, large snowflakes falling down throughout the Metro Detroit area on this opening day for Comerica Park. 7:30 is the time. Good morning. I'm Lucy Noland.
And I'm Alan Lee. It almost looks like it's, playoff weather for football.
It does, doesn't it?
It does for baseball, but it is opening day.
Yes, indeed. About 5.5 hours from now until the first pitch thrown at Comerica Park.
Fox 2's Dan Miller and Jennifer Hammond have been at the stadium all morning long, and they're back live with us again. And Dan, let me ask you.
Yes, sir.
Can you hit a hanging curveball out there right now?
Not very far.
And I think your hands might hurt a little bit if you don't get it right. But, no, this is... It has been snowing this morning, as you can see out there behind us. They've been pushing the snow off the tarp, and there's now a ring of snow around that. The outfield a little bit glazed, but they do plan on playing baseball here today. We talked to Heather Nabosny, the groundskeeper, earlier, Jennifer, and she said it might make things a little bit slick out there, but they plan on playing.
Yeah, it'll be interesting because when most people walk into a ballpark, as you've mentioned and I've said as well, your most redeeming memory is of the green grass. And today it'll be a little bit different with a little bit of snow and maybe some frost on the green grass. But as well, many memories are going to be made and captured here as they kick off the inaugural game and season here at Comerica Park. And it is absolutely a breathtaking stadium. One of the things that they really made a concerted effort to do was to mix the tradition and some of the old elements of Tiger Stadium in with the new. And as you see out to the beautiful scoreboard, they've also got the foul pole out in center field there with the flag, and it really looks great, Dan.
It does, and they will play today, and that's the key. I think a lot of people were worried about that last night when all the talk about snow was coming out, but they will play. It is a little bit cold. If you're coming out, make sure you dress warm. We'll be back in just a little bit with much more from Comerica Park. Right now, back to you guys in the studio.
Fox 2 News works for you. Now, weather and traffic on the 2s.
7:32 is now the time on this April 11th Comerica Park opening day.
Yeah, so far the roadways are just wet. We've had no accidents all morning long. Maybe everyone's kind of hanging out at home.
I sure hope so.
Waiting for opening day. It's also Lucy's birthday today, and if you've been with us the last hour and a half or so, she's been receiving flowers every hour. This time it comes
This is going to be like a Rocky
Easter
series.
Basket. There's some lilies in there.
My honey.
I'm not sure what those are.
Daffodils.
Daffodils.
But that's all, folks. Yeah.
Well, beautiful.
Thank you, honey.
From her husband, Brett.
He's trying to make this kind of wintry day springtime for all of us. So I'm sharing with you the best that I can.
Installment number 3.
Exactly.
Well, happy birthday, Lucy.
Thanks.
Happy
and
birthday,
welcome back, Alan. Wow.
Thank you.
This is a special day.
Yeah. Back into the winter fridge.
Yeah.
Rich Luterman's got his gear going.
Yeah, I have news that works for your attire.
Okay.
For the baseball game. Now, you know, it's going to feel and look like winter out there, so, hey, being cold.
Dress appropriately,
Being cold is not glamorous, and also, these are official Fox 2 long johns.
We don't need to see your underwear on there.
They're legit. No, they're clean. They're clean.
Well, I'm sure they are, but I don't want to see them anyhow.
And a turtleneck. See, you got a turtleneck here.
Okay.
Put that up there. It's going to be cold. 33 degrees right now with light rain at Metro Airport. Wind chill is 21 degrees. So it looks and feels like winter. 34 City Airport, 36 Grosse Ile. They've seen some drizzle down in Monroe. They're at 37. Our forecast for this Tuesday calls for light rain and light snow, mainly this morning. Roadways will simply stay wet. There could be a few slushy spots out there, 40 for a high. The first pitch forecast calls for 37 degrees for a 105 temperature, cloudy, cold, a few flurries or drizzle, but you probably will not need an umbrella or, I don't know, a snow shovel. Partly cloudy.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Sure. 29 for an overnight low. And here comes the 5-day forecast. Talking about a warm-up. Finally a warm-up here for us. 56 Thursday, up to 62 on Friday. Could be a few showers Saturday, but the weekend does look mild with temperatures in the lower 60s. That's it.
You won't attract security at all today.
Hey. I'm no threat. Take it away, Rhonda.
I think it's good advice, Rich. All right, if you're traveling I-275 this morning, it doesn't look all that bad as you head through Canton, north and southbound, approaching the Jeffries interchange. Jeffries eastbound, though, very heavy and slow. Right now, this morning, we're seeing some delays from 275 all the way over to Merriman. And speaking of the Jeffries Expressway, I guess it's about time to start talking about how to get to Comerica Park. If you live through Livonia, Westland, any of your west side suburbs, or even Dearborn, or even downriver, you're going to want to connect to the Jeffries Expressway to the Fisher Freeway in the northbound direction. And the Grand River exit will get you to all the action for opening day at Comerica Park. And then you just start looking for parking. Also, the People Mover is running today, and the Broadway exit will put you right where you want to be. I'll have more in 10 more minutes. Don't go away.
Pretty catchy tune there, huh?
Gets you going for opening day. Al Allen going for you
That's
right
right.
now outside of Comerica Park, where he's always in the elements.
Yeah. Smelling the coffee, the hot dogs, seeing all the action down there.
You know, we don't have the hot dogs just yet or the coffee, but we got an apple cider from a church right next door to us, and they're giving us Krispy Kreme donuts as well. So we're going to get the hot dogs a little bit later on this morning. We're right outside Comerica Park. A lot of fans are beginning to arrive this morning. Forget about the snow and the cold weather. Like Dan and Jennifer said, there's going to be a ball game today, no matter what we feel about the weather. This is a typical opening day in Detroit anyway. It happened at Tiger Stadium. It's happening at Comerica Park. That hockey town across the street here, fans are beginning to arrive. 2 radio stations broadcasting simultaneously. And down the street, You see the people there, they're actually laying flowers right now. And of course, this last minute preparation is still going on at the State Theater right down the street. Inside the State Theater, Drew and Mike, as you'll see, are holding court. The fans have been there since about 5 o'clock this morning. They're broadcasting live, and the fans are saying the same thing. Let it snow, let it snow. There's going to be opening day at Comerica Park.
It's not like spring, but I went to the last game at Tiger Stadium, so I got to come to the first game at Comerica, no matter what the weather's like.
What the weather is like is right. It's cold out here, but it's going to warm up a little bit more today. We have a $330 million ballpark. We're going to have opening day here. The gates open at 11 o'clock this morning. Fans began arriving, a couple of hours ago. So it is time for a new ball game here downtown. Now back to you guys, back at the studio.
All right.
Looking wet and sloppy out there.
One of the better assignments you've had, Al. You're getting apple cider and Krispy Kremes.
You're all set.
Not
We
bad,
have the
buddy.
good stuff out here. The good stuff is out here where we are.
All right. Lucy and me are a little bit under the weather, so
I know.
we're getting tea.
Yeah, we have tea and hot chocolate around here.
Stick around, though. We'll continue our live team coverage from Comerica Park coming up at 7:47.
Oh, yeah. Stay with Fox 2 News all morning long as we continue our special coverage of this historic opening day. Beginning at 11 a.m., Dan and Jennifer will be back with everything you need to know, from parking tips to pitching lineups. It's going to be a great day. Very exciting, despite what's going on. And my honey's got me all these flowers today. Thank you so much.
Making us all look bad.
I'm
Thanks
so
a lot.
happy. 7:37 is the time. Still ahead, baby news for a couple many consider Hollywood royalty.
And as promised at 7:47, not an airplane, we're going back to Comerica Park with Dan Miller and Jennifer Hammond. Wait until you hear what kind of promotions the Tigers have dreamed up for the park's inaugural season. You're watching Fox 2 News Morning News that works for you.
Hi, my name's Ryan. I'm from Farmington Hills, Michigan. And my joke is, what did the tonsil say to the other tonsil? Get dressed, I think we're going out tonight.
Have you been ripped off? Don't get mad. Get even. Call the Fox 2 problem solvers and put them in the Hall of Shame. 248-395-FOX2. On Fox 2 News, stressed out? At 10, see how something you do every day could make you a happier person. It's news that works for your health. Tonight at 10.
Fox Tuesday. What does commitment mean to you?
Baby's house, despair, prison.
That 70s show. Then, when Peter runs for office, will a shocking past be revealed?
I remember when I first noticed girls starting to develop.
An all-new Family Guy. It all starts at 8, 7 Central tonight on Fox.
All right, the game is all tied up. The next correct answer will win the battle of the sexes.
I learn a lot playing the battle of the sexes. It's a ball.
Name all 6 Stooges.
Let's see, there's Larry, there's Mo. It's entertaining, and it's also informative. It lets us play off of the chemistry we have with each other.
The Battle of the Sexes, Jim Harper and the Breakfast Club on 100.3 WNIC. It's nothing personal, really.
Cut it out.
You're watching Fox 2 News, voted Michigan Station of the Year. The Fox 2 Weather Authority. Accurate forecasts, trusted experience. When weather turns, you turn to them. The Fox 2 Weather Authority works for you.
You know what I love about Hong Kong?
What's that?
No leash. There's no way for the office to keep tabs on you. Hello? Really? It's official? No, thank you. What is that? Nextel Worldwide works everywhere we do. Well, that just means you're going to have to work everywhere, Bob. Actually, it means you do. I just got promoted. You work for me.
Introducing Nextel Worldwide. One phone, one number, worldwide. Nextel, how business gets done.
When it comes to loaning money to homeowners with bad credit, there's a new giant in town. I'm Andy Jacob, president of LoanGiant.com. Using the power of the internet, Loan Giant is faster and easier. No computer? Call 1-888-47-GIANT. Plus, the first 1,000 people who close their loan will get a new computer and 1 year of internet service free. Need cash fast? Nobody beats the giant. LoanGiant.com. Cash is now just a click away. Good or bad credit.
The time now is 7:40. Police are trying to figure out if the same killer is responsible for the deaths of 3 women found murdered near the railroad tracks. Their bodies were discovered near Conroe tracks at John Kronk and Livernois in Detroit. Police tell Fox 2 the women did not die at the same time. Investigators say one woman was partially undressed and appeared to have been strangled.
Time now, 7:41. Dr. Jack Kevorkian is $50,000 richer this morning. Relatives of a man who died with Kevorkian's help accepted the Humanitarian Award last night in Massachusetts on the doctor's behalf. The money is part of the Gleitzman Foundation Citizen Activist Award. Kevorkian is in prison right now, serving 10 to 25 years on a second-degree murder conviction.
Talks resume today between Northwest Airlines and its flight attendants union. Both sides are meeting in San Francisco. Northwest flight attendants have been seeking a new contract since 1996. They rejected a tentative agreement in August. A union spokesman says the remaining issues are wages and retirement.
Good Tuesday morning coming up on 7:42. 33 degrees out there. Light rain officially at Metro Airport, but some of you are seeing the light flakes, so it's a mix out there. But the good news is temperatures are warm enough so that most roads are simply wet. Here's our temperatures. Actually, we're going to show you radar first across the area. You're going to see the snow, rain is moving from west to east. And again, it's pretty light. It looks like areas in the northern suburbs have a better chance of picking up an inch or so on the grassy areas. But it looks like we're getting a break now in the precipitation, let's say from Adrian over to Hillsdale. And so it looks like we're going to start to see things improve. It's going to stay cloudy and cold today, so no big warm-up is anticipated. But still, once we get some of this precipitation out of there, it's going to feel a little better. Here's our forecast for this Tuesday. Light rain, light snow, mainly this morning. A high of 40 degrees, winds out of the east at 10 to 15. Here's your first pitch forecast. Cloudy and cold at Comerica Park at 105 with flurries and drizzle, but 37 degrees for first pitch temperature there. So bundle up appropriately. Cloudy at 5 o'clock, 40, 36 there, 10 o'clock with the moon coming out. All right, here's our 5-day, showing 48 tomorrow, up to 56 on Thursday, and yes, 62 degrees on Friday. It's going to look and feel like spring later on in the work week. We'll check that forecast in 10. Rhonda Walker has another look at our busy commute. Rhonda?
Thank you, Rich. Well, so far so good in terms of accidents. We picked up one this time around in Clinton Township along 94 westbound at Harper. Minor delays in that area, but elsewhere we've been pretty quiet all morning. 696 westbound, the left lane blocked between Gresham and Van Dyke. Look out for delays from right around I-94 as you make your way through the construction zone. Also 8 Mile, if you normally travel that as an alternate to 696, watch out for construction on 8 Mile. You're down to 2 lanes both ways, so that probably won't be your better bet. That's between Groesbeck all the way over to Van Dyke. Traveling 94 in the westbound direction, making your way into the downtown area. No problems or delays so far. You are seeing some pockets of slower travel, though. You might tap the brakes a few times between Cadgeu and I-75. If 94 is your route to get into the downtown area and you have tickets to opening day, you might want to try taking 94 west to I-75 southbound. And this goes for 75 southbound travelers as well if you're coming in from the north. You have tickets also today. Take 75 southbound to the Mack Avenue exit and then go west right over to Woodward Avenue and take that south. Start looking for parking and you'll be right in the area of Comerica Park. It's on Woodward, just across the street from the Fox Theater, in fact. If the Lodge Expressway is your route to get to downtown this morning for work or to Comerica Park, keep in mind there is construction on the Lodge on the southbound side from 8 Mile down to McNichols. Blocks the left lane. It gets very heavy and slow. This morning it's slow right now, and during the midday hours for your opening day travels, you might find some slow traffic volumes there. So just keep that in mind as you're heading out. It'll be congested. Everyone's heading in that direction this morning and also for the midday, so keep that in mind. I'll have more in 10 minutes. Lucy, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Rhonda. 7:44 is the time. Coming up next, cool souvenirs from the new Tiger Stadium.
Yeah, from Beanie Babies to baseball bats, we'll show you what's new at Comerica Park.
Next People's Court.
This is my friend. How do you get along with your enemies if this is your friend?
She'd had enough of her tenant getting busted.
I told Mr. Wood, I said, I hope y'all not selling drugs out of here. And what did Mr. Willie said? Yes, I am, but don't tell anybody.
So she dumped his stuff on the streets.
How many times you been arrested?
Twice.
Oh, no. Since you were staying there, you only got arrested twice.
Oh, I've been arrested several times.
A lie.
You know.
A case of how could you evict me on the Next People's Court.
Now at 4 o'clock on Fox 2 Detroit.
I got my dad's pigweed pollen and my mom's kitten dander. I don't know where my mildew came from.
Zyrtec treats both year-round indoor and outdoor allergies. And among leading prescription antihistamines, only Zyrtec is approved for kids as young as 2 years. To learn more about Zyrtec syrup and tablets, ask your child's doctor. In Zyrtec studies with children, side effects included drowsiness, headache, sore throat, and stomachache. Most were mild or moderate. Zyrtec, lots of allergies, just one dose.
Want a cream that spells fast itch relief? It's Gold Bond Medicated Cream. Unlike these creams, Gold Bond has 2 proven itch fighters that start working in the first minute. Gold Bond Medicated Cream. Fast itch relief.
I'm a mom, so I have an active lifestyle. I run a lot, lift a lot, and sometimes my muscles ache a lot. So I use Icy Hot. It's icy to dull the pain, hot to relax it away. Because for Mom, there's no time out for pain.
Thank you for making me smile. You've been a friend for a long, long while. You make me grin as wide as a mile. Thank you for making me smile.
There's nothing like a beautiful new smile. After braces, your new smile can make you more confident. Michigan Orthodontic Specialists is making children and adults smile throughout Detroit, Ann Arbor, and now open in Troy. To get started, call 1-800-4BRACES.
Time now is 7:47. The Tigers are cooking up some incredible promotions for the inaugural season at Comerica Park.
Fox 2's Dan Miller and Jennifer Hammond both live at the park with a very special guest. Hey, guys.
How you doing?
Morning.
Absolutely. We're joined by the Lions. Hello.
Feels like
Brain's frozen. Exactly right. Tigers' new hitting coach, Bill Madlock. And Bill, first of all, we were just talking, and you played in Chicago. This is a little warmer than you might be used to on some opening days.
Oh, yes. I opened up in Montreal, Chicago. You know, this is warm compared to some of the days that we opened up in the olden days.
I know that yesterday was the first day that you got to see the players out there and they took batting practice. What were the initial impressions? What kind of response did you get from the guys? And what do you think of this new home?
Well, they were in awe with the stadium. They've been in a lot of the new stadium, which I haven't because it's my first year. But they say this is fantastic. They spared no expense. Ballpark is big, you know. They got to really learn how to hit, too. This is not like the old Tiger Stadium that you can turn on the ball and hit cheap home runs. You really got to become a hitter in this ballpark. This should make some of our players a better hitter, better player, because if they don't, they're definitely going to fail here.
In your opinion, will power hitters like playing in this ballpark, or are they going to send some shots out there to where it says 395 and watch old home runs die?
Well, it's definitely going to die, but, you know, when you got guys like Gonzalez, who he played in Texas in the dimensions and left center was basically the same, but, you know, some of the other guys who used to get those cheap home runs, they won't get them here. There's no doubt about it. You've been out there. You've seen the size of the ballpark, but like I said, they got to learn how to hit. They got to concentrate more, and they just got to be a hitter.
I know that a 1-5 start certainly is much lower than the expectations you guys had put on this club, but what can it do to a team to have a new ballpark and a new place to come in to play to kind of change the attitude and lift the spirits?
Well, definitely change the attitude because we get fans here. They're cheering for us behind it. We start on the road in a hostile crowd, and some of the crowds in Oakland and Baltimore, they was hostile. So you get back here in a friendly crowd, comfortable at home, so it should help us play a little better. At least I hope it will.
All right, Bill, listen, we appreciate you taking the time to join us. Good luck today. Good luck the rest of the way. Bill Madlock, new hitting coach for the Tigers, and everything's new out here today at Comerica Park, and Tigers will play baseball today despite this weather, which has now changed from snow to just a light little mist, and they're getting the field ready to play.
It's beautiful.
So we'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Hey, Dan.
Yes?
You're talking to a great one there, man. Bill Madlock.
No question. I told him, rooting for the Pirates growing up, that guy right there gave me some great memories.
One of the great blunders of the Chicago Cubs, wouldn't pay the guy the money and let him go to San Francisco.
Great hitter right there.
All right, thanks a lot, Dan. Just ahead, one of the stars of MASH has died.
Plus, the big day finally arrives for actress Annette Bening. So, is it a boy or girl? We'll tell you. Coming up next.
Also, today is the day. The morning off to a snowy start. Opening day ahead. We'll get the latest forecast for you coming up at 7:52.
This April on OLN, a new season of road cycling hits the pavement. Every Thursday night, we're your connection to the competitions, beginning with Le Tour de Langkawi and the first U.S. live coverage of the Paris-Roubaix. Then, crank into high gear with the Mercury Sea Otter Classic. Celebrate Earth Day with a 15-hour look at today's hot topics. And Outside Magazine goes to new extremes, canyoneering in Costa Rica. All April on OLN.
Install Media One for only 99 cents and watch Outdoor Life Network.
Once in a while, a car comes along that's really worth pursuing. A car with features like an automatic transmission, alloy wheels, ABS, a security system, and more, all offered at a price that has proven to be very elusive. Of course, you have to see such a car. To not would be criminal. The Special Edition Accord from Honda. Now get special APR financing as low as 3.9% for 36 months on new 4-cylinder Accords.
You're watching Fox 2 News, voted Michigan Station of the Year.
Hi, I'm Tony Conza, founder of Blimpie. I'm just a simple sandwich man. Started making them over 35 years ago. Fresh baked bread, oven roasted turkey, and aged Swiss. I think a sandwich like that sells itself, but our ad agency tells me that repetition of the name Blimpie will help customers remember us. Simply Blimpie, for the finest deli cuts around.
Simply Blimpie, for the best tuna sub in town. Try a combo meal today.
What's the difference between these two stylish shoes made from real leather? Find out. We flexed theirs, we flexed ours. We tugged theirs, we tugged ours. We froze theirs, we froze ours. We pulled theirs, we pulled ours.
So, what's the big difference between their shoe and our shoe?
Theirs will cost you over twice as much as ours.
Put your family in our shoes. Real leather from Tom McCann. Only at Big Kmart.
Fox 2 Weather Authority, brought to you by Big Kmart. Changing for the better.
Good Tuesday morning. The time is 7:52. We have light rain now at Metro Airport, but some of you are seeing some wet snowflakes, so you'll find the rain and the wet snow. 34 degrees right now. Winds out of the east at 9. The wind chill, 21. There is a late winter chill in the air. 34 here, 28 Traverse City, 36 Chicago. The good news is temperatures are just above freezing, so most of the roads are simply wet. You may find some slushy spots out there, but we're not dealing with any big-time problems. Looking at the radar, the trend over the last couple of hours is to show that this initial batch of precipitation is now moving just to the east and to the north. It looks like you down by the Ohio border are actually dry right now, but we're going to see an overall weakening of this area of precipitation over the next 2 hours. So still flurries and some sprinkles for the game, but, you know, hey, just get out there and enjoy yourself. Here's our forecast for this Tuesday. Let's call it light rain or wet snow, mainly this morning, with a high of only 40 degrees. Winds out of the east there, 10 to 15. Now, for game time, cloudy and cold, flurries, drizzle, 37. Bundle up, because it's going to be cold as you're sitting there, and there is no glamour in being cold. Listen to me. Partly cloudy, cool and dry, down to 29 with the northwest wind. And here comes the 5-day forecast. Finally showing a warm-up there. By Thursday, up to 56. Friday looks real nice. Partly sunny, 62 degrees. The weekend looks a little iffy, but it's going to feel like spring this weekend with temperatures there in the lower 60s. We'll check that forecast in 10 more minutes. Rhonda Walker has another check of those wet roadways. Rhonda?
Thank you, Rich. Well, we are seeing some slow traffic volumes where we've had that light snow this morning along I-75. Watch out for delays from Lapeer all the way down to Spur Lake. You're going to be pretty heavy and pretty slow in pockets, holding on to those brakes for a stretch, so keep that in mind. 275, not getting reports of any problems, but northbound 275, as usual, through Canton is slowing down as you approach the Jeffries interchange, and 96 eastbound has been pretty slow this morning as well. From 275 all the way over to Merriman, you're going to be on the brakes that entire stretch. Past there, it looks like it breaks up a little bit. If you have tickets to opening day, I want to tell you about getting to Comerica Park. Of course, it's located on Woodward Avenue, just south of that Fisher Freeway interchange. The only exit you have from the Fisher Freeway is Grand River. So if you're traveling from the west side through Westland or Livonia or Dearborn or even downriver, you're going to want to travel on the Jeffries Expressway to I-75. So 94 east to the Jeffries east to 75 north. Take the Grand River exit, and you'll be right in the thick of things. Make sure you leave early. No matter where you're coming from, though, with thousands of people heading to Comerica Park, you'll need the extra time to find your parking space. I'll have more in 10 minutes. Alan, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Rhonda. 7:54 is the time. The actor who played Frank Burns on MASH is dead this morning. Larry Linville died at New York City's Sloan Kettering Cancer Center. Linville left MASH after playing the neurotic Major Burns for 5 seasons. He went on to guest star on numerous TV series. Larry Linville was 60 years old.
Time now, 7:55. Annette Benning and Warren Beatty are the proud parents of a new arrival this morning. Their baby girl was born over the weekend in California, more than a week past her due date. Right now, the couple isn't talking about names or any other details.
Well, if you missed the Oscar-nominated film The Insider, you're in luck. It's available at Blockbuster Video this morning.
You go public and 30 million people hear what you got to say, nothing, I mean nothing, will ever be the same again. You believe that? No, you should.
The Insider tells the story of a former tobacco executive who agrees to blow the whistle on national television. It stars Al Pacino and Russell Crowe. And here's what else is new at Blockbuster this morning. Superstar, starring Molly Shannon as Catholic schoolgirl Mary Catherine Gallagher. And Three Kings, starring George Clooney, Mark Wahlberg, and Ice Cube. Entertainment Weekly gives that film a B+.
It's now 7:56. They used to sing Hope I Die Before I Get Old. This morning, however, the members of The Who are getting ready to hit the road yet again.
Ladies and gentlemen, Peter Townsend, John Entwistle, Roger Daltrey, The Who.
Just found out The Who is launching a summer concert tour. They'll be at the Palace on June 27th. Tickets go on sale this Saturday, though I got to tell you, ever since Keith Moon passed away, it's just not the same for me.
Yeah.
Just not the same. I mean, I loved The Who, but anyway. 7:56 is now the time. Much more ahead in our next hour of Fox 2 News Morning, including your weather and traffic on the 2s, as the Weather Authority tracks the snow on this opening day.
Above us only sky.
Hidden from the public for nearly 3 decades, now Yoko Ono shares a story behind the making of Imagine. She talks about her latest project coming up at 8:53.
Fox 2 News working for you this morning with live coverage of the historic opening day at the new Comerica Park. You're looking at live pictures from downtown Detroit. We'll talk live with the players, tell you where the park, and share some of the Copa's, as it's being called now, Copa's amazing new features. It's Comerica Park. It's coming up next. Stay with us.
Think you know Jenny Craig? I thought I did. Then I joined, and I lost 80 pounds. Like me, Jenny Craig has really changed. They gave me a program filled with choices. I chose the foods I love. I ate out with friends. I even chose how much I wanted to spend.
Join the new Jenny Craig now and get 50% off, plus the cost of food. Call 1-800-JENNY-2000. The new Jenny Craig.
It's your choice.
Where do you want to go for dinner?
I was thinking maybe Bob Evans, of course.
Did you hear their kids' meals are just $1.99?
I've never heard of it. I don't know about that. I only know how yummy the food is.
Bob Evans' kids' meals are yummy, with 11 wholesome, kid-friendly favorites, all priced at just $1.99. But you knew that, right?
No.
Yep, 11 yummy favorites, all for just $1.99.
Can't beat Bob Evans.
All the world, it was so easy to see. People everywhere just wanna be free.
No one thought it was possible. Bring together separate companies, put them in a room, and question everything. What we created is a national wireless company that's better, less complicated, with simple calling plans that are accessible to everyone.
Listen, please, listen at the way it should be. Deep in the valley, people got to be free.
Introducing Verizon Wireless. Join in.
On Fox 2 News, stressed out? At 10, see how something you do every day could make you a happier person. It's news that works for your health. Tonight at 10. This is Fox 2 News Morning. News that works for you.
Fox 2 News working for you with live coverage from Comerica Park. What you're looking at is kind of a fogged up view of Comerica Park this morning. It's a little light drizzle there mixed with some snow. Doesn't look like it's going to be bad for the big home opener as far as lots of snow. So we'll tell you all about it with weather and traffic coming up on the 2s. Tuesday, April 11th, the day, of course. Good morning, and I'm Lucy Noland.
And I'm Alan Lee. Right now, temperatures in the 30s and not expected to get a whole lot warmer today. But right now, fans are gearing up for the big game at the new Comerica Park this morning. The first pitch is set for 1 o'clock this afternoon. Fox 2's Dan Miller and Jennifer Hammond are working for you at the ballpark this morning. Good morning to the both of you.
Good morning to you, Alan. We can tell you this, when we got here about 5 o'clock, 5:15 this morning, the snow was coming down steadily. Now, just kind of a mist out there. The field is very wet, but I guess the key is what everybody needs to know if you're just waking up, they will play baseball today.
Yeah, and one of the other things that everybody should know, there's going to be about 40,000 fans down here today for the big game, and they're going to have some great ceremonies to kick it all off, and that begins at noon. And we are going to be here throughout the morning and as well with special coverage coming up at 11 o'clock this morning to keep you up to date on all the things you need to know. And I guess the other important aspect is to dress for the weather. Bring some layers, maybe even a blanket, because it is a bit nippy when you're out here for an extended period.
And wear a hat. Let me give you that piece of advice. Wear a hat because it is very, very cold out here. So many new things to see at the stadium. Coming up a little bit later in the newscast, we will have a tour of the stadium and some of the things that you might want to know before you get in here so you'll know where you're going when you finally get here.
Yep, and they have a Ferris wheel. They have a merry-go-round. They have one of the largest scoreboards in Major League history, and as well a beautiful new clubhouse. And we'll let you in on the inside and talk to some of the players as well.
All right, that's going to do it from out here. We will send it back to you guys in the studio, but much more to come from Comerica Park in just a little bit.
All right, thanks to the both of you. We'll check back in. And Fox 2 is working for you this morning to help you find a parking spot downtown. The 3 garages and lots in red are closest to the park, but those spots are reserved. There is another Tigers lot behind the Fox Theater. Spaces there go for $8 to $20. You can also park elsewhere in Detroit and take the People Mover to the Broadway station. That is the closest walk to Comerica Park.
Fox 2 News works for you. Now, weather and traffic on the 2s.
Got to go downtown loaded to park.
Ooh, you better believe it.
8:02 is now the time. Hopefully no parking lots on the freeways and highways.
Actually, not a bad morning. We've, you know, I was kind of preparing for the worst with the snowfall and everything. It's wet roads, but fortunately it is definitely melting when it gets to the ground. So conditions are not all that bad, and we've been moving along really great so far this morning.
All right. Fantastic. Yeah, there could be a few slushy spots out there, but really it's going to be wet today. Let's show you the current temperature at Metro Airport, 34 degrees with light rain, but some of you in the northern suburbs are actually seeing some pretty heavy snow right now, so depending on where you are will determine what you're going to get. 34 here, 32 in Flint, a little colder in Port Huron, 30 degrees with some snowflakes, 36 with drizzle down in Toledo. Here's our forecast for today. It's going to be cloudy and cold with light rain and or wet snow, getting up to 40 degrees. There could be some minor accumulation on grassy surfaces only. Cloudy and cold for the game. That's the first pitch forecast you're looking at. Flurries and some drizzle. 105 temperature, 37 degrees, so certainly bundle up if you're heading downtown. Partly cloudy, cool and dry tonight, down to 29, and then the 5-day forecast shows a pretty good day tomorrow with a mix of sun and clouds. Wednesday we get back to 48. Thursday a few showers, 56, and yes, on Friday it's going to feel and look like spring around here, 62 degrees with a mix of sun and clouds. We'll check that forecast in 10 more minutes. Rhonda Walker has another check of that morning commute. Rhonda?
Thank you, Rich. Well, I-75 southbound is slowing down pretty much normal for this time of the morning on the southbound side through Clarkston and Auburn Hills. Look for delays through Lapeer down to about Square Lake. Breaks up a little bit, and then as you get closer to that Ruther Freeway interchange, you're going to be in for some delays in all directions on the ranch from 696 to I-75 and vice versa. If you have tickets to opening day today, I want to give you a little bit of advice about getting to Comerica Park. If you travel the Lodge Expressway, there is construction on the southbound side. It does affect the southbound drive. From 8 Mile to McNichols, the left lane is blocked, so you might find some heavy and slow traffic volumes getting through that construction zone. If the Lodge is on your route, definitely keep that in mind, and then once you continue on the Lodge Expressway, you'll just take the Grand River exit, and that will get you to that Comerica Park if you just take the Grand River exit. Also, if you just connect onto one of the entrances, or exits rather, off of the Lodge onto Woodward Avenue, like Warren or even Bagley further south and Grand River, that also will get you onto Woodward Avenue, which will connect you to Comerica Park. And I-75 travelers making your way south, the best bet is to exit at Mack Avenue, take that west, and that'll get you to Woodward Avenue as well. One other note, Woodward Avenue has construction as well. If you travel in both directions right at I-94, there is construction that takes you down to just a couple of lanes there, so you might find Woodward a bit slow heading in southbound as well. So just keep that in mind. You're going to want to leave early and bring your patients no matter what anyway, so just remember that. I'll have more in 10 more minutes. Lucy, back to you.
Always a good idea. Thanks, Rhonda. Time now is 8:05. The Tigers take on the Seattle Mariners at the new ballpark this afternoon. The team, which is now 1-5, is in desperate need of a big win. Fox 2 Sports Director Dan Miller And Jennifer Hammond joined us live from Comerica Park. You know, Jennifer, in your interview with Mike Ilitch, he says no excuses now. We have the new ballpark. We got to get going.
You know, I get the feeling, Lucy, that this might motivate them a little bit. When we talked to some of the players yesterday, and Brad Osmus in particular said, you know what, guys are really going to want to come here and hang out because, in short, sentimental about Tiger Stadium or not, it was dark, it was dingy, and it was cramped for the players who had to actually spend a lot of time there.
You've got that feeling?
I've got that feeling.
I can't feel anything.
I've got a positive feeling.
I can't feel anything. I've been out here for 2 hours and I'm frozen. That's all I can tell you. But no, there's a lot to see out here, and we've shown you earlier in the newscast some of the things, the statues, the scoreboard. There's so much that is new and so much that fans are going to want to see that we decided to give you a little tour before you actually got here so you'll know where to go. Let's pick that up with Woody Woodruff.
Thanks a lot, gang. Comerica Park, built primarily for baseball, but it's also built for fun, kind of a baseball theme park. What do I mean? Well, let's go on in and find out what all the fuss is about. One of the first things you notice is just how wide the concourses are, setting up a very relaxed atmosphere and a great view of the game. Enhancing your baseball experience is a mammoth, state-of-the-art scoreboard in left field. It's over 200 feet wide, providing you fans with the best pictures in baseball. Comerica Park is also a Detroit Tigers museum. Next to the scoreboard are statuesque tributes to Tiger Hall of Famers Ty Cobb, Hal Newhouser, Charlie Gehringer, Hank Greenberg, and Al Kaline. And the Walk of Fame represents each and every decade of Detroit baseball. But that's not all. Fans will be treated to baseball-themed rides. That's right, rides, just like an amusement park, including a Tiger Carousel and a baseball-style Ferris wheel, making a day at the ballpark truly something for the whole family. And we haven't even checked out the action on the field yet. Yes, sirree, Comerica Park will definitely put the Tigers in a league of their own on the field, and as far as friendliness and comfort, too. The seats are really slick, and the luxury suites are plush. Whether it's business or pleasure, Comerica's pitch is right down the middle. You know, I think it's fitting we end our tour of Comerica Park with a shot of the bullpens because the Tigers are definitely warming up for the 2000 season. At Comerica Park, Woody Woodruff, Fox 2 News.
All right, Woody, thank you very much. Now, the gates open at 11 o'clock, and for folks that haven't been here before, which most haven't, it would be a good idea to get here because there's a lot to see.
There is a lot to see and a lot to do and a lot of pregame parties that are going on. Fox 2's Al Allen is outside at 1 over at the State Theater. Al?
Yes, indeed. Well, we're still outside Woodward Avenue, right outside the Comerica Park where you guys are inside. We're across the street from Hockeytown where the party is just getting ready to start over there. Of course, the State Theater right down the street, well, they've been on jam since about 5 o'clock this morning. People began arriving early over there. They're waiting for the, what's that guy's name, Mr. Rockwell, who wants to be a millionaire, who is a millionaire. Well, he hasn't arrived yet, but I think he's going to be the star attraction there. In the meantime, you see the landscapers are doing last-minute preparations right down the street. They're planting pansies and so forth. Fans beginning to arrive. I hear it, Jennifer and Dan, every time from the fans this morning, Record Up Park. How cheap is it going to be, and is it going to be pretty close? But we tell them, you know, try to get a good spot, try to get here early, because the gates open at 11 o'clock this morning. So to get a good spot, a reasonably priced spot, you're going to have to get here early as well. And now, Jennifer, Dan, back to you.
Wow, Rick Rockwell's in town. Rick
Yikes.
Rockwell, Juan Gonzalez. Which way do you want to go?
I think we'd rather see Juan Gonzalez.
Yeah, I think I'll watch some baseball. We have a lot going on and a lot more to come up here. We're going to talk to Josh Lewin, the Tigers play-by-play man, in just a couple of minutes and kind of get a feel for where this ball club is right now, because in the midst of all this, there's still a baseball season to be played. Right now, we'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Yeah, you know, Dan, you can actually get Rick and Juan, because you get Juan this afternoon, you get Rick this evening at the comedy thing that he's at tonight.
Hey, and they're both millionaires.
I think that Juan is quite a bit more of a millionaire than Rick Rockwell, but nonetheless. All right. The time now is 8:09. I'm going to start a coughing fit again thinking about all this. Whew. We'll find out what inspired John Lennon's hit album, Imagine. Yoko Ono tells all, coming up at 8:53.
And right now, you're looking at live pictures of the new Comerica Park. On a side note, sports industry experts say new stadiums usually boost team values by 10% to 60% in the short term. More coverage of opening day coming up.
Have you been ripped off? Don't get mad. Get even. Call the Fox 2 problem solvers and put them in the Hall of Shame. 248-395-FOX2.
She suffered his abuse. Now Julia Salinger is about to get even.
You did what?
Just 5 episodes left. Party of 5 tonight on Fox.
Trust me. Right here on this table.
I'll pencil you in for a week from Monday.
When Mary's too busy for Dick.
Jennifer Ravelli, meet Dick Solomon.
Will he find himself fooling around with Lori Metcalf?
Oh,
yeah. Next, Third Rock.
Weeknights at 7:30 on Fox 2 Detroit.
Buy Factory Direct. The Jewelry Factory in Livonia has a complete factory in full view and guarantees their jewelry to be the lowest price. Compare Tiffany's 1-carat invisible bands for over $5,000 with the Jewelry Factory's GVS quality for $1,600. 1-carat pendants are $249. 2-carat tennis bracelets are $349. And 1-carat studs $399. We carry hundreds of rings, bracelets, earrings, and pendants. Our prices are so low that we guarantee all our jewelry to appraise for at least double. The Jewelry Factory in Livonia.
You're watching Fox 2 News, voted Michigan's Station of the Year.
They're ideas, time-saving tips that can make your life easier. Fox 2's Working Women on Fox 2 News at 10.
Brought to you by Art Van and General Motors.
America used to be a simpler place. Strangers were friends you just hadn't met yet, and good service was just a way of life. Well, at 1-800-PLUMBER, we're bringing trust and service back into style. 1-800-PLUMBER. Call us today.
What's your game? What's your pleasure? You'll find it here, amid the elegance, the personal luxury, the hospitality of Mid-Michigan's only Four Diamonds Casino Resort. The legendary B.B. King, Thursday, May 18th. Tickets at Soaring Eagle and all Tickets Plus outlets. The incredible Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort, Mount Pleasant.
Fox 2 Weather Authority brought to you by Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort, Michigan's entertainment capital.
Good Tuesday morning. The time is 8:12, 34 degrees out there with some drizzle. Some of you in the northern suburbs are seeing some pretty good snow right now. We'll show you that on radar. You can see the trend of the precipitation over the last couple of hours shows that it's moving off to the east. We're starting to get lots of breaks out here in the southwest part of the state, but still some drizzle, some rain-snow mix, and in the northern suburbs, just some plain old snow. It's wet snow, so it'll only stick on grassy surfaces and the cars. There could be a few slushy spots out there, but most of the roadways are simply wet. 31 Lansing, a little cooler up there in Cadillac, 25, 36 there in Chicago. Here's our forecast for this Tuesday. Light rain or wet snow, depending on where you are, but most of it should be winding down later on this morning. High of 40 degrees. The first pitch forecast calls for flurries and some drizzle. It's going to be cloudy and cold out there for sure. 37 degrees. Bundle up appropriately. Now for tonight, things start to dry out. It turns partly cloudy. Tonight looks pretty nice. We'll actually see some moon there at 10 o'clock tonight, 36 degrees. And here comes that 5-day forecast showing a pretty good-looking day tomorrow with a mix of sun and clouds. Wednesday, we're up to 48. Thursday, 56 with some scattered showers. By Friday, though, 62 degrees under partly sunny skies. And the weekend looks a little iffy, but it will certainly look and feel more like spring this weekend. We'll check that forecast in 10. Rhonda has another check of our morning commute. Rhonda?
Thank you, Rich. Well, we do have some delays this morning on our wet roads. If you're traveling 696 in the westbound direction, no accidents, but construction between Gratiot and Van Dyke. Left lane blocked. You're backed up to 94. The ramps from 94 to 696 are slow as well. And 8 Mile. We have construction on 8 Mile between Groesbeck and Van Dyke. Westbound drivers, get ready. It's really slow back to Gratiot. Not a lot of options there. Just try another mile road or just plan on leaving early. If you travel 94 into the downtown area, right now it looks like traffic is heavy and slow from Cadieux as you make your way into I-75. Also, if you have tickets to opening day today, I'll give you a little bit of advice. If you're traveling from the west into the area, Comerica Park is actually located on Woodward Avenue. It's just south of the Fisher Freeway interchange. If you're traveling 94 or I-75, just connect to 75 southbound and exit at Mack Avenue. Take that west to Woodward Avenue, and there you have it. You'll be right on your way to Comerica Park. The Lodge Expressway is going to be a little bit more challenging. We have construction on the southbound side from 8 Mile to McNichols, and also at Pallister. The left lane block is going to make the Lodge very slow this morning, so keep that in mind for your morning drive, and also as you're heading out midday to make it to Comerica Park. You'll probably find some pretty congested travel along the Lodge. Woodward Avenue is also a good choice to travel southbound on as well. I'll have more in 10 more minutes. Right now, Lucy Noland, back to you.
All right, thanks, Rhonda. Time now is 8:14. Is that right? Yeah, 8:14. A tiny scrap of paper I have right here is talking about sweets. Do you have a sweet tooth?
I have a sugar monkey.
Do you really?
Let me tell you.
Okay, let me tell you this. You can blame your parents for this, apparently. Scientists just got closer to identifying a sweet tooth gene that's inherited. So Philadelphia researchers apparently discovered this little tiny spot on a mouse chromosome, which is where the genes are located, that plays a prominent role in sweetness perception. So if you have something like that...
Blame my mom. My dad really wasn't into sweets that much.
Yeah.
My mom, yeah.
Okay, well, there you have it. You can talk to Mom. Here, there's evidence. You can talk to Mom about it.
My son can blame me. So
oh, does he like...
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Start him young. 8:15 is now the time. You know the woman who got hitched to a multimillionaire right here on Fox? Well, she may soon show millions of men what she wouldn't show her husband. Yeehaw. It's news that works for your entertainment coming up at 8:26.
But first, we'll take you back to Comerica Park this morning to meet the Tigers. It's news that works for you coming up next.
7 days a week, every day of the year. Count on the Home Depot for the guaranteed low price on over 50,000 home improvement items. And even if you do find a lower price, we won't just meet it, we'll beat it by 10% every day. Because at the Home Depot, we're committed to giving you the lowest price possible. No mail-in rebates, no gimmicks, no hassles. The Home Depot, where low prices are just the beginning.
Burn the Floor. Direct from sold-out tours in Europe and Australia, Burn the Floor is ballroom with attitude. Featuring 44 champion ballroom and Latin dancers. Strictly ballroom, gone strictly sexy. Time magazine says you'll have a hard time sitting still.
See it at the Fox Theater April 25th through 30th. Tickets at the Fox Theater box office, Ticketmaster outlets, or charged by phone.
Would you like to dance with me?
Burn the Floor.
Hi, Jim Palmer for the Money Store. Let's talk about your credit cards. A lot of people have 5 or 6 credit cards and they can't pay them all. Who do you pay this month? Who do you skip? It's not fun, is it? If you're a homeowner, call the Money Store. Even if you've missed a lot of payments, you may still be able to get a home equity loan and pay off all your credit cards. That's going to save you a lot of money every month. And you won't have to worry about who to pay because you just paid them all. Call the Money Store at 1-800-LOAN-YES.
Man, I've worked up an appetite. It took 85 shots. Come to you.
I wouldn't eat that sandwich with your mouth.
A sandwich just isn't a sandwich without the tangy zip of Miracle Whip.
Well, it will be a new ball game today here at Comerica Park. Dan Miller, Jennifer Hammond with you as we have been all morning. We are joined by the Tigers television play-by-play voice, Josh Lewin. And Josh, give me an idea of where this team is in terms of their mindset coming off a 1-5 road trip.
Cold, first of all. But you know what? Psyched. I mean, if you can call a 1-5 start something that you can overcome, I mean, certainly I think, you know, all the cliches about it being a long season and all that apply. But the fact that they're coming home, checking out their new digs, and especially for the guys that have been here for a while, the Tony Clarks, the Bobby Higginsons, that have just been waiting to get to a Taj Mahal, you know, they're in, and it might be raining and snowing this morning, but they're just so psyched to finally be here.
And talk about the new digs. You say, you know, the home run call may not come quite as often in this ballpark as it did in Tiger Stadium.
Well, and yeah, today, you know, with the wind blowing in, too, I mean, it'll take a pretty good poke to get it out. But, you know, I think we've seen already, guys, that this is going to be the kind of park that's very, very good for doubles and triples and maybe even an inside-the-park home run. I like that kind of baseball, and we haven't had that in Detroit basically since 1911, so it would be nice.
Nice and slick out there in the outfield today.
Yeah, better them than us. You know, in the forecast, I guess, you know, it's going to be improving as the day goes on. That's great. But, yeah, you know, this is we're not the San Diego Tigers. This is the Detroit Tigers. This kind of weather should not be a stunner. It's unfortunate, but, you know, they're professionals, and I'm sure they'll deal with it.
And they will play today. We should make that very clear to anybody who's just getting up and maybe turning on their TV. They are going to play baseball. Exactly. 105 for the first pitch. That'll do it from out here at Comerica Park. We will be back with much more later. Right now, we'll send it back to Alan and Lucy in the studio.
All right. Hey, Dan, let me ask you quickly. Juan Gonzalez is going to play today?
We were just talking about that, and the guess would be that if Gonzalez is going to play, he would probably be DH today?
Yeah, I think that makes sense because you put him out there, as you say, in a slick outfield. You've got a lot invested in that guy. You'd hate to see him take a spill on a day like this. So, yes, my guess would be DH.
Plus, we want to keep him warm.
Yeah.
Exactly. That way he can go back in the clubhouse and ride the bike. I would think you'd want to trot him out for opening day with 40,000 people here, but you don't want to risk something that would hurt him for the rest of the year.
Fantastic. All right. Thanks a lot, both of you. All right. Well, how will this morning's snow affect the big ball game? We'll have an update with weather and traffic at 8:22.
Fox 2 working for you this morning to get you prepared before you head downtown for the home opener or just before you head into work. We'll have continuing coverage from downtown Detroit all morning long. You're looking at live shots from downtown Detroit right now. See, it's kind of a rain-snow mix thing happening right now. We'll tell you all about it coming up on the Tubes.